It's funny, hey, how we know that the purity of gold is tested by fire. But how much funnier is it that as humans or children of God, to be specific, we question God when we go through hard times. We question God when we go through rejection. We question God when we go through the ups and downs of life. And then I ask myself this question: how will people understand what you carry inside if they haven't seen you making it through the hard times? Most of us love so much comfort, but we do not know that most of the comfort we desire comes with a certain price you ought to pay. It's easy for us to be seen making it, it's easy for us to be seen gifted, but we tend to hide it when we are going through the most or we're going through hard times. Yet the formation of man is both sweet and bitter. And unfortunately, for you to become the greatest of the greatest, or maybe not the greatest of the greatest, but the greatest version of yourself, because I don't believe that there's someone that's better than you. We are all unique. So correct me and excuse me for saying the greatest of the greatest. I'm not here to promote competition, but I'm just saying that if you want to be the greater version of what God has destined you to be, you need to be ready to pay the price. You need to be ready to pay the price. You need to be ready to understand that you may never understand some of the things that you're going to go through. Sometimes they'll come as a surprise, but God will never permit you to actually face something unless He has prepared you for it. Unless He has prepared you for it. So I want this thing to trend that you have to go through trials and tribulations. Yes, God has promised you so much, but the journey to the promise is not a bed of roses, sweetheart. You have to go through stuff. Sometimes you need to lose certain people. Sometimes you need to lose certain things. Sometimes you need to be temporarily away from certain things. Sometimes you'll be denied certain opportunities and certain privileges, not because you are cursed, not because there's something wrong with you, but because you are being prepared. There are certain attitudes and mentalities that require you to have, or that require you to humble yourself enough in order for you to embrace that place that God has destined for you. That there are certain people that need to be moved. They need to move. There has to be change. If you want to see God manifest Himself in your life, you need to be ready for change. You cannot walk the same direction if you're expecting to move another direction. You need to be ready to change lanes in order for you to experience another type of journey that you desire God to take you into. So I want to just encourage someone right there, somewhere, that you have to go through challenges. It's a must for you to go through them. It's a must for you to go through a heartbreak if you have to go through it. It's a must for you to go through financial instability for a while if that is what God is requiring of you, because probably He wants to teach you something. It is a must for you to be confronted by certain people or certain situations or certain struggles, not because you've been destined to struggle, but because if you say you want God to restructure you and to manifest that which He destined for you, according to Jeremiah 29, verse 11, then you need to be ready to lose yourself. You need to be willing to let go and let God do whatever He wants to do. The shortcuts that people are taking are a risk because they are a sign that they do not believe that God can do what He says He can do. How come you take so much time to cook food and you are patient? Because you know that no matter how much time that type of food can take to cook, you will definitely eat it. So that is the very same thing. Let us understand that we will not go to God and ask and give Him terms and conditions on how He should respond or answer our prayer. If you want God to help you, when you go to ask Him, make sure that you are ready to receive the response in His time, because He has to work on certain things, because there are certain things that need to change in you before you receive the thing that you have been praying for. Some of us have stinking attitudes. Some of us have bad mentalities. Some of us cannot spend money wisely. Some of us are too proud. Some of us are pretentious. There's so many things that we are dealing with inside, apart from people that have oppressed us. But there's certain things that need to change in us in order for us to qualify to have whatever it is that God has destined for us. That does not mean you're not favored. That does not mean you are not blessed. Yes, you are blessed, but then you need to understand that there are certain things that need to move from you. Even Jesus Christ, before he went to the cross, he had to be prepared. He had to pray. He had to go through sufferings and so many things so that one day he was called the Son of God, the Savior of the world. It's not a bed of roses, my sweetheart. You need to go through trials and temptations. In 2022, be ready to go through trials and temptations. But in order for you to understand what you're going through, be in God, stay in God, and be in God for the right reasons. Bless you. Happy 2022.